Okay, I'm gonna move this.
Okay. So this is our weekly, and hopefully we've got some of our regulars joining us. And you let me know when we're live, because you'll know.
Okay, we're live.
Excellent. I love it. Hi, Angela.
Hi, Jen.
Hey, everybody who's joining us. This is our weekly live painting demo. I am at the gallery. Morgan's in the background. Go ahead, Morgan. There's your big moment. We are working away. We are in the middle of a hurricane.
That's crazy.
We have some flooding. So I'm at this really old building, like with sandbags outside.
Oh, really? Wow. So it's going that far up the coast.
Yeah, it came really far inland, and we're okay, but I know a lot of people are having a hard time. But this is a wonderful distraction. So I was like, okay, I gotta stop what I'm doing. We've been pulling Christmas out of the attic.
Okay.
Halloween, because you know it's already August and I gotta like get ready.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it makes me feel festive. And time has been so funny lately. Like I tell you, there's 3 days of the week, yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, it's the middle of August. What's happened?
Right. It's like we're in the twilight zone.
We are in the twilight zone. So what are we doing today? I'm gonna hop over here and see who's joining us and say hello.
Okay. I'll get we were gonna add more sprinkles to this first off.
Yeah.
It's almost dry, but
Lori Ann's cupcake. She was here last week. She was so excited that you took her suggestion. She was so flattered. And I said it was a great suggestion. And I love that you're open-minded and willing to take requests. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Your mojo.
And then we were gonna probably varnish something.
Yeah, because your work I'm sitting in front of, I'll get some pieces to bring up because I really love when you add the shine to some of your pieces. And we had some first time people really look at your work down in Kentucky, because Ben brought a group of your work to Kentucky, and people were really asking to see the work up close. And I sent people a lot of information about today's session. So I'm hoping that we have some first time folks joining us that experienced your work for the first time with Ben. And I think that's exciting. So welcome, everybody.
That is exciting.
I know.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to get a couple colors real quick for to add to our background.
Awesome. And I see some folks are joining us, so thank you. And we're glad you could be with us. And let me say hello to everybody. And we're having some, we almost lost connectivity because of the storm. So hopefully you're seeing this in real time. Angela is out in her studio. And if you're just joining us, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, we do what's called a studio hop. And we hop to Angela's studio. And usually between 2 or 3 weeks, she creates a painting for us in these half-hour sessions. Last week, she started a painting at the suggestion of Lori Ann Lull, which was pink frosting with sprinkles. And we're going to finish that up this week, which is awesome. Thank you, Angela, for that. And then
so this is the glass palette you were talking about.
Yeah,
it's kind of messy. I could do a better job of cleaning it.
But you also showed us that you work on temporary palettes, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so that's what I was using last week. You just like rip the sheet off when you're done with it, and it kind of is like wax paper. You know, it has like a protective coating on it.
Got it.
So yeah, so but I do like the glass palette because you can reuse it, and you could put something underneath like a gray color so that some people like the gray because it's not so contrasting as like pure white, especially if you have like an undertone on your canvas. It just kind of helps. What do they call it when you calibrate?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, kind of like that. So I'll go ahead. I brought a few of my oil paints to just do a few more splatters. And I just need some more color because you can hardly see the purple. So I've got an orange. This is a transparent orange by company Sennelier. I think it's French. And then this is Italian Memory, made in Italy. I have all these different colors.
I love it. And if anyone just saw the lights flicker, that's because we're in the middle of this hurricane.
Whole beans. So this is from like Japan, I think. So I got colors from all over the globe.
When you are out and about, I love to go into certain stores. Like I love paper and pens and art supplies.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever, when you travel, do you go into other stores and maybe bring things back with you?
I mean, I'm pretty light. I don't bring it, like if I go international, I don't bring a lot.
Okay. Because once someone asked me if you paint, I'm getting ready to, we rented a house down at the beach in New Jersey, and we're just gonna go down for a couple of days. And I was mentioning it to someone and they said, oh, you know, when you go away, do you bring a creative project? So I actually had gotten a question from someone. Do you bring a small set of paints and brushes and maybe some paper or canvases with you when you go out? Or do you, oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had a tickle in my throat. So I do like to do like, watercolor is actually really easy. I just did this Moses cradle of Moses in a basket. It's called, it's like a purple plant with pink flowers. These are nice because it's just really portable. It's not going to leave oil paint all over the place. When I go to like my place in Idaho, I used to bring, you always have, like, you get that TSA paper that says they looked in your bag. They always inspect it when I bring oil paints, but I've done it, and you just double bag them and they've never leaked or anything. So yeah, especially the watercolor is easy to take. You can just get, even now they make watercolor sketch pads.
I've seen them.
Yeah. And you can get little, instead of the tubes, you can get like a little container of watercolors.
Got it.
So that's really
because I think it's fun to sort of take your creativity on the road with you. Ro and I were in the lavender fields last Tuesday, and there was a woman sketching, and it made me think of that. And then someone asked the question, so I thought, oh, I have to ask about this.
Yeah, apparently this is a travel, yeah, like this goes down and it has like you can carry it like a little suitcase.
Very cool.
So you could,
Ro is actually watching. So
okay. Hi, Ro. So yeah, a lot of people love to paint outside. I like to do a little bit with the sketchbook, especially like at the beach or something.
Right.
But yeah, usually I just stay in my studio. But yeah, definitely it can be done. And look, it's a good thing I have wax paper on the back. I have glassine because I just literally laid it in my paints. I'm such a scatterbrain.
Because you get excited when you start to work. I'm the same way. I just start throwing stuff all over the place. Morgan and I were.
I'm like Julia Child.
I know, right? Morgan and I were taking the Christmas stuff down before, and she was moving quickly. I'm like, slow down. You're going to get hurt.
But it's okay because I always cover the back so that it'll be clean afterwards. So
gotcha. Okay.
So, okay, this is going to be really fun. I think I'll just get like a piece of cardboard so I don't splatter it everywhere.
I also want to say hi to Rebecca. Thanks for joining us. We're getting ready to finish up the cupcake that Angela started last week. And the light is terrible in the gallery today. I apologize, everybody, but it's so dark outside. We're in the middle of this hurricane. So I have all the artificial lights on, and you can see I'm working over there. Let me turn. There's one display done for the fall. And if you can,
that looks beautiful.
I'm so happy with it. And I have some pumpkins, some fake pumpkins I'm dragging out. I dragged out a Christmas tree, and there's Morgan in the background. So
well, that's exciting.
And I'm getting someone's asking me what the staircase is in the background. That's a two-story staircase up to the loft, which is where the photography studio is, where Ben will be back soon.
Okay.
Hopefully doing some more fall themed photo shoots. I have to get him on the calendar for about 2 weeks from now. So
okay. I think I peeked my head up there, but I've never actually been up there.
Oh, you need to go up there. When you come back, you're going to need to see there's a whole photography studio up there. And the light is just beautiful. It's filtered northern light. You'd love it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I have some pink. This isn't going to really show up very much because the frosting's pink, but I'm just going to do a little bit of pink. to maybe.
Okay. And like last week, you're using your palette knife and Angela's picking up paint on the palette knife and then flicking it onto the canvas for the effect of the splatters, which.
Yeah, it already is like adding some to the sky a little
Oh, I
bit.
love it. See,
like
this
to the
is,
back.
this is where you do something. And sometimes I think when you do something with artful intent and a happiness to what you're working with, it looks great. It does. It's like one of those things. It's like when you just reach into your closet and you grab a scarf and you put it on and it looks perfect with what you have on. It's almost like that spontaneous energy carries through to the artwork.
Exactly. I think that's why so many like children's art looks like works of art. Like it looks like it could be in an abstract art museum.
Right, because they don't hold back. They just let it rip.
Yeah, there's so much energy in it.
I feel that. I feel that.
So I'm gonna mostly stick with really vibrant colors because sprinkles are the fun part and they're pretty saturated color. But I don't need a lot of yellow because I think it's gonna take away I honestly think that's probably enough yellow.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. All right. And you can't be concerned with wasting paint. Like literally, I have more paint on the background than on the actual cupcake.
And I know, but that's something that Ro and I have talked about that as well. I mean, there's no sense having something if you're not enjoying it. So if you have the paints and you sit down to paint, the last thing you want to say to yourself is, oh, I don't want to use it all up. I mean, that's what it's for. I mean, it's like you bought it to use it.
Right.
You bought it to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're having fun playing with the paint, that's great. That's.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you can like mix it all back together and use it for something. So
yeah.
It doesn't have to go to waste, but.
Okay, now we have blue.
Yeah, a little bit of blue, maybe a little more of the blue. I kind of like the
Hello,
blue.
Marie Murphy is watching. Marie, I'll get your box out as soon as Ben gets the, a lot of folks were wonderful, and thank you everybody for your support of Ben's pop-up in Kentucky this past weekend. Ro, he's bringing your soaps back. I'll get them to you when I see you in a week or so. Marie, your tote with Christy Jones Ray has her first merch. Those will all go along with the kits as soon as Ben can get them back to me. He's in Kentucky. I'm in New York. He's got to travel back to from Kentucky to New York with them and then step into quarantine. So we're looking at about 2 weeks before we can ship, but I appreciate everybody's patience. Oh, you've turned it on its side now.
Yeah, I decided it needed like some more splatter patterns. I mean, this isn't a crime scene, it's a fun scene, but it's still like there's patterns going different ways.
I love it.
I have to mix it up. So
it's so much fun. I love your work. I love the end result of your work. And I have some folks asking to see some of your finished work. So I'm going to grab a couple of cakes and cupcakes that are finished because I love that you love to paint food. This is a piece that I've showed before, your chocolate chip cookies. And if anyone is watching, know that Ro makes the best chocolate chip cookies on the planet. So don't even try.
I'll have to try because I'm a connoisseur of chocolate chip cookies.
Okay, Ro, when you come to the gallery, when Angela's here next time, we need the gluten-free chocolate chip cookies that you make for me. Yeah, they're the best. I mean,
that sounds good because I haven't tried gluten-free cookie
expert.
Okay. That sounds good. They're my favorite. I used to make them every week for years, trying to come up with the best recipe.
There's the peach shortbread.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
I don't know why.
And I ate, but I remember what was going on during each of those paintings.
Yeah, and everyone that's watching, these lovely treats have had the fabulous honor of being eaten after they were painted.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. I made them and I ate them.
Pink frosted whoopie pies.
Yeah, I didn't make those. Those are from the Magnolia Bakery though.
Okay, all right. And
I did eat them afterwards.
Here's what I want for dinner. And if you're Letty Worley, you eat this every day for dinner.
Oh, really? Ooh. I love cupcakes too.
And
So.
wait, one more. And Lisa Marie, if you're watching, this was the cupcake I thought you wanted. I confused cupcakes. We had someone order cupcakes from Ben's pop-up, and I was all confused. I thought she wanted this cupcake. But anyway.
That's a cupcake from a bakery in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. They do a really good job. Everything's made from scratch.
Oh, I love it. And I want to say hi to Ellen, who's joined us. And Rose says she'll make you the cookies.
Oh, awesome. I can't wait to try them.
And this is some of that energy you were talking about, Angela, when you moved the palette knife through.
Yeah.
And everyone that's watching, Angela has a book called Brushstrokes, which I always offer to ship free to everyone after these sessions. Just message me. And I think the thing that we try to get across every week is to approach art with a happy heart and an open mind, and to enjoy the process of collecting and buying art and seeing whimsy and beauty in the things that are the everyday things that are around us. But also, if you do want to take up the paints, as Angela, you encourage so many of us to do, you have us seeing color and the possibility of art in our everyday. And I'm so grateful for that. And I've gotten so much feedback from people that they're looking at things differently. Like they're looking at a cupcake going, maybe I could paint it before I eat it. Maybe a cupcake is a really fabulous subject for a painting.
If you could frost a cupcake, you could paint a cupcake.
I like it.
Yeah. So, and I don't mean decorate, I mean just frost. That's all you have to be able to do.
I get it. Yeah, not some fancy frosting. And I want to say hi to Mia. Mia's watching as well. Mia, you always do.
Mia.
It's so good. We have some of our regulars with us this week, and I was looking forward to this all week. It's been so busy. And this is always a colorful highlight and makes me feel, it reminds me how to bring art into the everyday. And working with you keeps me through the week looking at things, breaking down the shapes like you've talked about, breaking down the colors and something. So
yeah, I enjoy it too.
Good.
So here, I'll just show close up. It got a few little strands that I wasn't expecting, but it's all the happy accidents, and it definitely looks like a party.
I was just going to say, I love that. I hope you're going to send that here.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay. We just had a request. Someone just asked to see it up close to the camera. Can you hold up your cupcake? And then in terms of the finish, Angela's cupcake is still drying. This has a more matte finish. You were going to talk about the finish as well, Angela, because we had a lot of questions about how things looked different when we were working on them versus when they dried. And I'm interested to know, we talked about when you know something is done, and then also the process of the completion of it.
Yeah, so kind of like with other crafting or projects, even like, I mean, it's better to stop sooner if you're in doubt, because you can always go back and add.
So stop, walk away from it, and then come back and look at it with fresh eyes.
Well, yeah, if you're drawing, go ahead. If you can erase the lines, go ahead and add more lines, because you're going to have more errors. You're going to have more opportunity to get the correct line. So be generous when you're drawing, because you can just erase everything that you don't need. But when it comes to painting,
I like that.
It's different, because it's harder to take it away without. It's better to think a little bit more before laying it down, so you're not like having to like swipe it or wipe it off and start over.
Okay. And then if you're not happy with, we also have a question coming. Mia says that, you know, from watching us, she's having, she's getting that bite and thinking about revisiting paint again. And you know, the difference between painting flat and also painting on something, because we got some feedback from some folks who are doing Blythe customization. So the way, you know, what you're saying about paint translates into other artful pursuits. And I think, I think we should all be open-minded to listening to whatever person is in the process of creating and apply it to our own. But we have a lot of people asking about using the pastels and the watercolors on the Blythe dolls. And is it like painting? So we're getting a lot of questions about like painting on a surface versus painting on a canvas.
Okay, well, there's two different things about that. And one is what the surface is made of, and the other is about the shape of the surface, because obviously if it's not flat, like you said, it's going to have, you're working with like a curved surface. So you just have to keep that in mind. Now, I have painted on leather, like shoes and purses and like even a horse bridle. And when I did that, I'll just be right back.
Okay. So thanks everybody for joining us. And we really, Mia, good luck with your new painting project. That's awesome. Sherry, if you're watching, I know Sherry's working on a reborn right now. Sherry makes reborns and donates them to Alzheimer's patients.
These are paints for leather. And before you use them on leather, you have to take the surface off the leather. Like there's like you buy the shoes, and then I painted a pair of Nikes once with flowers all over them, and I had to strip them with some sort of solvent, and I think I might have it around here.
Well, that's
and
like
then you had to paint, and then you had to add it back. You had to add the protective coat back on.
See, I don't dye my hair, which everybody can tell because it's gray, but I understand that to dye hair, you have to take whatever colors there off, strip the hair, and then apply the color. So is it like that where you have to like make a surface so that the paint adheres?
Yeah, or else it wouldn't stick to the leather, because most leather's treated and protected, so it's you know, like when you buy shoes. So I was even like really nervous because I'm like, oh, I'm going to ruin them, you know, but it all worked out. And then you have to put the surface back on. So with the doll faces, it could be the same, where you might have to, you need to know about each surface and how it's going to take the paint.
That's awesome.
And even like if you're painting on a cup and you'd have to fire it. So each craft has its own, I guess, alchemy.
Right. I like that. And thank you, Linda, for the DM with the question on that. And Roseanne and I both really love the faience work of Julie Whitmore. She's a pottery friend in California. You'll see her on my Instagram page. And the way that she works with watercolors on pottery, I can see the difference. And it's like certain outfits look better on certain body types, and maybe certain colors look better on certain complexions. But I still think there's that artful eye. And like you said, you go to the point where you got to look at it and then step back and say, how does this work as a whole? And I think that we're getting some great feedback with people. You're really getting people to think, and I love that. Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome. I'm excited too. I haven't pulled these down for a long time.
Well, did you like painting on leather?
I did. I just got away from it. I was doing it just for fun, but I was thinking about maybe like if someone wanted me to paint their purse or something, I could do it down the road. But raise
your hand if you want a pair of something wearable art by Angela.
Yeah.
Moulton.
So I thought about it, but I haven't really pursued it. It was another rabbit hole. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go down.
You know, but that might be something fun, because like I can think I have this old, I have an old vintage Coach bag that might be fun. You know, I'm tired of it. It's hanging there.
Yeah.
It could be kind of an interesting thing to revisit. And I love the idea of refreshing something through, like Charlotte does a lot of embroidery. So she's out thrifting right now, and she loves vintage, she loves vintage clothes. And she and Diane were talking the other night about how they don't want to buy new clothes. And this is an altered shirt that I wear at the gallery. This was one of Micah's work shirts, and I cut I cut the cuffs off and I cut the collar off, and it's just like a layer.
Yeah.
So, but it would look really good if it had like an Angela Moulton leather brooch right here.
That's an idea. Yeah.
Oh, it might look really
good.
Or
a leather jacket with painted something on the back.
I might need to give you my old motorcycle jacket and see what happens.
And I saw that Bloomers jacket you had, or the Bolero.
Oh, you liked that? My
Yeah,
split
that was
boards? But it's fun. But that idea of dressing for fun, I think with regard to decor and paintings, your work has such a whimsy in it. Your work is so colorful. It really pops when you see it. And that's like I always think of your paintings as like a fun little accessory for a room. Like it's like that colorful brooch. So it's kind of funny, that correlation. I do think of your artwork, especially because it's really a tiny tuck-in size.
Yeah, like an accessory.
It is. Your work is like a little accessory for a shelf, and it doesn't have to only hang, it can lean. So I think we've just drawn a really good connection.
Yeah, definitely.
So how's that cupcake look? We have a request here. I just looked down. We have a request for someone would like you to hold it up close to the camera if possible.
Okay. It's right here. And you might see some glare, but.
Okay. Now, will you glaze that? How do you glaze that?
I could. Since it's oil paint, you have to wait a little bit, like a few months. But I was going to show you glazing an acrylic painting.
Great.
And do we have time for that real quick?
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll wrap it up, because with the storm and such, I'm not sure how many people are. I see that it's recording, but we've got a big storm going on.
Yeah.
Ooh. And Angela, I have a friend who wants to speak with you. Oh, there's the apple.
Yeah, I was going to glaze it. I've got the back covered so that I don't get any glaze on the back.
Okay, and for everyone who's watching, that's the apple we did a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So
I like how I say we did it, like I had anything to do with it.
So let me get the. All right. So there are spray varnishes like this, and you probably should use them in a well-ventilated area. But to get that really like glazed look, I prefer the liquid.
Okay.
Glaze. It just goes on a lot.
Do we get to use the mop brush? I love the mop brush.
I think I'm going to use a flat brush. It'll go on better.
Oh, I love it when you say we use the mop brush. I'm like, whoosh, whoosh.
I could try it.
I was cleaning the counter the other day, and I had a rag, and I was like,
yeah,
it's like Angela's mop brush with the Windex. I'm like, oh boy, I got to get out more.
Okay, I got to get this open. But maybe I don't need it. So I've mixed up. What I do is you have to mix the varnish with the solvent.
And can you just hold that still? Can you hold that still so we can all see that? Okay, got it.
That's what I use, and that makes it like the right consistency. I have some in here. I can get the lid off. So let me just grab a brush and we'll do this together.
Okay, super. And what Angela's going to do, everyone, if you're watching, is she's going to go back to a painting, an acrylic painting, and she's going to seal it. And what we learned is that some of the varnishes, they add a texture, but they also have a UV protectant in them, so that if you're hanging a painting in a spot for decoration that has a lot of sunlight, it'll add a protectant layer.
Yeah, for oil paints, you can paint directly on the paint once it's dried for a few months, but with acrylic, you need to put a barrier between it. So this is what they suggest, is a soft.
Yes.
And I've already put that on. That's why it's kind of shiny.
And if
this will
anyone
make it even more shiny.
I love it. And if anyone wants to know why you need a barrier, if you don't put a barrier on and you put the sealant directly on the acrylics, over time, the paint underneath will crack. Just like when you, if you've gone antiquing, if you hold a really old painting up to the sunlight, it looks like it's what's called crazed, which also appears on old pottery or ironstone. I know, Ro, you have a lot of your ironstone pieces you can see the crazing in. Yes. Oh, wow. That's like a mirror.
That's really going to bring out the vibrancy and like the blacks. Everything's just like popping more.
Pops. Oh my God. How was that apple? Was that a good apple, by the way?
Yeah, I love that's my Granny Smith's my favorite. So I'm gonna just try here. I really think this is gotta make sure there's no dust on it. But this is the one I've been looking forward. I've been looking forward to this one because It just has so many things going on in it.
That's beautiful. Those birds are taking off.
And it already is starting to look more vibrant to me.
And we have a bunch of paintings here at the gallery that you said you wanted to come back and add this seal to, because there's one magnolia piece here, and I love the painting, but it feels like it needs more of a pop. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. So I haven't finished the whole thing, but you can maybe see the difference between the side of.
Oh, I can see that. So it's definitely stepping into the pigment more and bringing it out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you could even add, like, if you wanted it more shiny, like almost a resin coat, you could even add like 2 or 3 coats of the gloss.
Okay. Do you have to let them dry in between, Angela?
Yeah, probably. It's kind of like nail polish. Like,
Right, I got
paint,
you.
like you just want to let it one layer dry and then add the other, so it's not like really gummy.
Okay, so everybody, we have time magic. It's 2:37. 2:37 is exactly the time my high school was dismissed every day. Is that really random? 2:37?
Yeah, no, I used to take the 6:57 train every morning.
See that? Well, we had the 2:37 club, which I was not in, but the 2:37 club was the kids who would get out of school and run for the bus.
Oh, fun.
That's
funny you remember those exact days.
Yeah, but because like every day, like clockwork, I look up and it's always 2:37. I don't know what that.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
No? Mia says she loves the bluebirds. Yeah, I love that piece too. That's just amazing, Angela.
Yeah, and so I'm doing a bunch with like a botanical. Have you seen the chickadees I did the other day with the Queen Anne's lace?
Yeah.
And then I could you know what, I think we could put a little varnish on
I told you have to send that to me. I love that piece. Ro, doesn't it look like the cups up at Jossie's shop at the red chair? That's why I love it.
I am gonna give it some gloss.
It really does bring the ping, but hey, Melissa.
Yeah, it does. It just gives it like more life or something.
So while Melissa and Ro are online and watching at the same time, Melissa, I will call you. We're going to plan an Outlander night at the gallery. So anyone who's watching, if you're into Outlander, we're going to do an Outlander chat at the gallery. Melissa, you're in charge.
That sounds so fun.
I know, you need to teleport.
Yes, I do.
So next Tuesday, are you up for doing this? Can we start a new project next Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So we're taking requests.
Okay.
And we're just getting, Roseanne says it looks just like the red chair cups, and Mia's saying she has a connection to bluebirds and dragonflies.
Okay.
Me too, Mia. And I love the fact that, people are willing to see a connection in your work and kind of gather as a community. So thank you, Angela, for bringing us together on this dreary, dark Tuesday afternoon, and for every day bringing more color into our world.
Welcome.
I'm so grateful.
You're welcome, and stay safe and dry.
We do. Can you think about what you might want to do next week so I could do a
special?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a mailing, and I'm going to announce next Tuesday on the email to let you know to come. And I won't be here at the gallery next week. I'll be out and about, so I will be posting and doing this with you, but I'll be at a remote location. So, just shake it up a little bit. So
we could either do like I was gonna show something. We could do like another still life of fruit, like a more complicated with like a cloth, maybe a basket, or with
that might be fun, because I'd love something that could take us like 2 sessions, and maybe people could then the second week see the progress, and we could just do what I'll do is maybe we could do some still shots of the piece to do like a little story follow-up.
Yeah, and then I can talk about composition, because we've just done like a single apple before.
Oh, I like that.
About setting it up.
That would be great, because I feel like there's so many people are rethinking decor right now. And maybe the process of seeing the composition in even just a painting will get people to think about the composition in a room.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of people coming back to me that maybe had bought large paintings from me a number of years ago that are redoing rooms. That's why I started to say I had a friend who asked about large scale pieces that you might be doing.
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
have
I'm doing more and more, especially ones with like backgrounds like this.
I have requests for people asking to see like large florals.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm doing more florals and botanicals
I love that.
and flocks of birds.
I love it. I love it. Well,
And
thank you.
maybe the dogs in the cars. I'm still trying to, every time I'm with someone, I'm like, take a picture of that dog.
I love
Got
it.
his head out and he's like,
All right. So I think Melissa and hey, Tammy, happy belated birthday. I'm going to do that every time you get online, Tammy. That's our insider joke, everyone.
okay.
Tammy watched with us on her birthday. We caught her birthday, then we got her like the day after. And Tammy has been a customer friend for so many years. It's so wonderful to feel connected to everybody. Tammy, we're going to end now, but go back and watch this. And if you're not into Outlander, Tammy, get ready because we're going to do an Outlander Clubhouse night hosted by Roseanne and Melissa at the gallery. Melissa, you're in charge. I'll talk to you soon. And Angela, I will follow up with you and then we'll do that wonderful composition next
That sounds
week.
like a great idea.
I love it. And do you watch Outlander?
I haven't got into it, but I'd like to.
This is
Maybe that's the one I should watch. Is that what you suggest?
I
That and Shia LaBeouf. What was the movie by him with the?
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah, okay.
That's your
Yeah,
feel
I
good.
think that one is
If
up
you're
my alley.
feeling sad, watch Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay.
But if you need some okay, I'm not even going to say anything. Everybody, I'm going to be quiet. I need Roseanne and Melissa to comment on why you should watch Outlander. And Melissa's texting, what have I gotten myself into? Oh, Melissa, I definitely think you've gotten yourself into something. Angela, we're going to need to Zoom with you about Outlander, and you're going to be painting heather and stones and all sorts of botanicals that Claire is aware of. So I think if you want some, it was a big book series. It's still a continuing book series. They launched the TV show 6 years ago.
I saw a cookbook about it.
Oh, listen, just stop and watch the first episode of Outlander.
Okay. All right.
And then while you work, if you listen to books on tape, the Audible will be great for you.
Okay. All right.
But I know this is a live painting demo, but we are responsible for trying to inspire you since you inspire us so much.
Yeah, that's right. It goes both ways. So.
All right. They're saying stay safe, friends. And we're going to wrap this up. But Angela, thank you so much. Truly. Truly.
You're welcome. My pleasure. And thank you for everything and for your support. And yeah.
100%. And I'm just getting a message. Oh, history, romance, costumed, scenery, the most perfect show. So that's what you're getting. And someone's just asking what your last name is. So that I'm just getting a direct message. So everyone, this is Angela Moulton of Pratt Creek Art. You can find her work at Earth Angels Studios and DM if you need any links to Angela's social media or mine. Thanks, everybody. Angela, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.